All right, everyone, time for some lore. I asked, you sent. All right, we're going to start with the thing I get asked all the time. What do the colors of the quar mean? Not a damn thing. There's no region that they come from. There's no rhyme or reason. A litter of quar could be any number of different colors. Maybe sometime way back in the past, colors were regional, but not for thousands of years. And quar just don't care what color another quar is. All right, I'm going to read a couple of these. This first one here is from Aaron Saldivar. Other types of forces: mercenaries, renegades, deserters, battlefield scavengers, militias, and the like. I guess that's a question. Do those things exist? Yes. So there are mercenaries, renegades, deserters, battlefield scavengers, militias, and the like. Akon and some of the other nations are famous for their mercenaries. Akon is way off in the corner, and its quar don't get a lot of opportunity to fight. And, you know, like any other quar, they're angry. And so they will go out and fight other folks' fights. Let's see. Deserters, renegades. I suppose that's true. Renegades, I guess, and deserters, I guess. Although I think one of the best ways to offend your ancestors is to desert. So I don't think that's as common as maybe you would think it would be. But if you consider somebody perhaps being a devout royalist in a newly conquered crusader country and they don't want to fight for the crusade, even if their country switches sides, are those deserters? Are those renegades? I don't know if they go fight somewhere else for the royalist side. Both Kadir and Creven took a big influx of refugees from other countries, basically royalist first families and loyalists escaping. So I guess those might be renegades and deserters, depending on how you look at it. Our next question comes from James Lynch, and it reads, even despite being on different sides, does Akon and Fidwog view each other with much respect? Would they ever secretly work together if they had a common goal? Yes. All right, I guess I owe you a little more than that. Yes, Akon and Fidwog, even if they are on different sides of the conflict, have always been friendly and a bit in cahoots, as it were. And one could probably assume that there's a little bit going on there now. They famously, at the beginning of the crusade, had the quiet front where even though they were at war, they weren't really trading shots back and forth. They both kept up appearances and moved up military formations to their borders, but not a lot happened after that. There'll be a lot about Akon soon. Akon is famous for its universities and science and technologies. A lot of modern quar inventions have come from Akon. They don't have a monopoly on scientific discovery, but they may have a couple of secret things up their sleeves. From James Pritchard. Are there any Western Arnyarans who like Western Arnyara and either don't care about Aber or find Radair's new state to be treachery or just dereliction of duty? Yes. So, the Nod Fae, which is Radair's folks, the folks of Aber, mostly come from eastern Western Arnyara. So they come from that side of Arnyara. That is traditionally where their families and their ancestors from. In western Arnyara, those are more traditional sort of quar. They don't have the sort of wanderlust or feeling of displacement that the Nod Fae have. But they're also kind of rich and fat and lazy and don't get out much. From the Void Screams. Do quar keep Kadir only for riding, or do they farm them for leather and meat as well? Oh my. That's dark. No. Kadir are like Fidos. They're like a quar's best friend. You and your Kadir have a good relationship. They're kind of smart. Maybe too smart for their own good, but no. They don't turn them into meat or glue or leather. Maybe in Fidwog. Ryan asks, can you elaborate a bit why Fidwog is only neutral with Kadir and its principalities and freeholds, but allied with Creven? Yes. So here's a very complicated document. I try to not make it too complicated. I try to group things. Anyhow, so you can see looking at this document that Fidwag is not allied with Koftir. And that's because Quar got a Quar. Before the Crusade, the entire continent was at war, back and forth with each other. Fidwag has no love for Koftir. They may respect them a little bit because of their storied history and that they also fought off the Crusade, but they couldn't care less other than that. They're not friends. They might not shoot at each other immediately, but they'd probably find some reason to start shooting at each other if they ever came together. All right, that's the end of the first set of questions. I'll get to some more later. If I didn't use your question now, doesn't mean I won't, but I just wanted to get some out.